Living and loving
Living
and
and
loving
loving,
it, loving it, living it. So we've got Ariana Grande and
Hi, everybody.
imagine if we do. I've always liked her.
Me
but
too.
I do like you even more. So please welcome Ash London.
Hello, my love.
I'd just like to say Merry Christmas. Hello, good thanks.
Hello, good things. Here I use.
And we have the irrepressible, do you like that word?
Love it.
Ash Pollard with us in the rotating seat. Welcome.
Thank you so much. What does irrepressible mean?
That you can't press. And I have a beautiful guest. Welcome, Shezzy.
Yay! I feel like I need to give myself an
Please
applause.
do.
I don't know why.
I've got Emma Watkins on this week.
Hi!
Today's guest has the most beautiful name I've ever heard. Victoria Devine.
That's very kind of you.
Well, it's a very nice name. We have the effervescent, the beautiful, stunningly smart, hilariously funny Rosie Waterland.
Oh my goodness, stop. Thank you.
I have another woman with me today, and I'm glad that her last name starts with a because she's wonderful. Her name is Whitney Horst.
Thank you for making me so welcome.
One year ago.
Are we started already? Great, sorry.
1 year. You whistle away.
I'm quite a good whistler.
You are. Do you know it's not a singing thing either? You're either a good whistler or
But I
you're
can
not.
sing and whistle.
Well,
Stop it.
Then you're a multi-threat.
I'm a slashy whistler slash singer.
I can't whistle, but I can sing. I can whistle. Look,
You've got a... That's great
but I
singing.
can't
whistling.
really whistle. Like, well, you know where...
Yeah, my
Doesn't make sense.
father-in-law from the country, 70 years old, he is a whistler. It's once he gets
Whistler from-
going, you're like, what the hell?
Oh, I love a
Shout
good
out
whistler.
to you, Wazza.
What about a whistle in your...
No.
speech? Speech whistler.
Hate it.
Sandy Stone.
Or when people sing and they do that thing where they sing like there's a when they la 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 la. I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
The
Misophonia
audio
for
engineer,
you.
I hate it.
That's a strong word, but you know what?
But I don't hate many things.
No.
I hate that.
You got to stand by what you do hate.
One of my favourite songs on the planet is Alanis Morissette's Ablaze, which is a newer song dedicated to her children. And in that song, she gets the funny whistle on the S's. And it's heartbreaking for me because I love the song.
She's not done that before.
She's not, where's it come from and why didn't the audio producer do something or the vocal producer just give her some feedback? I just shits me to tears because it's the song of my life.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
Give her, send
I'll
her a
call her
letter.
after this.
Yeah, send her a call
She's waiting for my feedback.
and say, Lanny, babe.
Lan, God, I love her so much.
Do you? I
Yeah.
did not know that about
Do you know when
you.
Jagged Little Pill came out, she was like a teenager?
Oh,
She
yeah.
wrote that album as a teenager.
Have you seen the doco?
No, I think we've already discussed this probably. Did we discuss Alanis Morissette the last time I was here? It's entirely
Maybe.
possible.
No,
I don't know.
I don't think we did, but you need to watch the doco because
will.
she wasn't happy with it, but I don't know why.
Interesting.
Because it doesn't make her look bad at all. Like it really
Interesting.
makes the industry look bad.
Yeah,
and
which is
how-
so much of that album is about the industry.
Exactly.
They tried to make her this like sex symbol at 14.
Exactly.
She was like, you can all get
Yeah, oh my God, she was a Canadian pop star.
Speaking of Canadians with documentaries out,
Please.
Celine Dion's documentary. I'm watching it tonight.
I was supposed to go tonight.
Yeah.
And
I got a link instead because I don't like to
Oh,
leave
you
the
got-
house.
Oh, that's what I should have got because I said yes to it and then didn't realise it was in Sydney.
Yeah, it's in Sydney.
So I'm
Ask them
just
for
going
a
to go back
link.
and say link,
Yeah.
because Ash London's getting a link.
I want a
Hello?
link.
I want a link.
I
don't even
love
have enough
her.
tears in my body
Yeah. Oh,
to get ready for what is going to happen in that document.
seriously. And how much her and her husband, this is apart from her illness, how much she loved her husband and how much he loved her.
I know, but I hate that they met when she was 12.
It's weird.
I hate that.
But they were happy. And who are we to...
She is a weirdo.
Of course she is.
So But she loved him, and she's never
Deeply
met
loved
again.
him. Never loved again.
And he's
She
a
just
funny
loves her
little potato
family.
head
He's a
man.
strange-looking man.
Well, he's not
He looks like
anymore,
my dad, actually.
Does he?
I always remember thinking at the time, like, that man looks like an older version of my dad. What was his name?
Renee.
So I can't wait for the film. I saw her in concert maybe 2-3 years ago.
In Las Vegas?
Sydney. No, in Sydney. This is
Sydney?
she came out and I took my uncle who's a big fan. And she was she's so weird, but amazing. The vocals were perfect. I cried the whole time.
Her vocals are perfect.
Like Olympian vocalist. Perfect. She's
There's no better. I wake up every morning and play I'm Alive. But it's the remix that the guy on TikTok did. And everyone loved it so much and said, how do we get this remix?
Oh,
she
my
loved it.
gosh.
So she's given permission and this other guy he's met up with on TikTok has mastered it. It's on Spotify
I
now.
love that. I'm going to find that and that's going to be my new
But
wake up
it's
song.
such a, I mean, because the original song is so good, but this is a wake up song. It's in the
Yeah,
morning
love that.
and it gets you moving and
She's the best. There's so many. What's the album? What's that called? Because no, that's Kelly Clarkson. For all those times you stood by me.
Yeah, what
that
is that
album.
album?
The white cover. Anyway, that album. What's it? I can't read from here. Falling into you. Falling into you. Falling into you. We used to listen to that. I grew up in the Philippines. We'd spend half our life in the car because of the traffic. So we would listen to that album on because we all agreed on it.
You know, you grew up in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I have a theory
Yeah.
that the Philippines produce the best singers in the
Oh,
world.
absolutely.
That's not just my theory.
No,
is
no,
it?
no. Every Filipino can sing.
Every Filipino I know
I'm talking
can sing.
freakish.
Every Filipino on TikTok.
Yes.
David Foster has just found the new Filipino.
I love it.
His name's Shell.
Yeah.
Or their name is
Yeah.
Shell. And he just does Celine Dion
Oh,
stuff.
of course. And would nail it. Babes,
Nails
when I
it.
tell you that every Filipino household has a karaoke machine, I'm not exaggerating.
No, I know.
And they're like these meek, because my dad worked in a clothing business, so like with a lot of women who pretty much ran the joint. And they're these meek, tiny little girls who are so shy. And then after dinner, we'd have dinner because he'd have parties at the house and they'd all come to our house or the boss's house for dinner. And it was all very polite and cute. And then the karaoke machine would come out and they would be blasting Whitney Houston, Celine Dion.
And they can sit down and do it.
Oh, yeah.
As well,
Ain't
like
no thing.
in their home, after dinner, they sit on the lounge and they all just pass the microphone to each other.
That was my whole childhood.
Well, they're the TikToks that I'm obsessed with
so
because my
bad.
friend who is Filipino friends, one of them, there's 3 sisters, and the oldest, the middle one, her and I just send each other Filipino videos all the time because she can sing, and she's just all Disney and all of the big vocals and stuff. But it's so funny how they all line up.
Oh, yeah.
And wait, and then they'll all sing one song together.
Yeah.
And just the next person will take but they stand in a
Line. Oh, yeah. They love a line too in the Philippines. Line.
So you must go. I don't know what this guy's name is. Shell something.
We'll find him.
And
have you seen the video? My favourite one is in the school and it's a super camp teacher and for some reason the girl's nailing it and he's like doing high kicks and like losing his mind like the teacher and it just brings me so much. That's my Celine Dion morning song is that video.
God.
And it just makes me so happy.
Oh,
it's an amazing culture, Filipino culture because it's
it is.
strictly Catholic, very, very deeply religious, but very accepting of queer culture. Very accepting.
There's a lot of
There are
queer
so many
Filipinos.
queer people and they are deeply part of the culture and
Yes.
celebrated. Like, it's just
Isn't that
that's
wonderful?
how, much more than growing up in Australia. It was much more accepted. Or they would just talk about, there were like special words within the Tagalog language for like, transgender people before we were using that language. And it was just like very accepted. But then you couldn't get a tampon or the pill. It was very like a 'cause the
Catholic.
interesting interpretation of the
How
Bible.
you come out is how you come out.
Yeah.
But you make sure you keep making them.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can like sing like that, if you're a dude who can sing like Whitney Houston, we love you.
To be proud of.
It was a great place.
And get to the point where they're just genetically all
Yeah.
making really good singers.
Right? It's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Look up Leia Salonga. She was the OG, like
Yes.
Eponine. Eponine in Les Mis. Sometimes when I'm sad, I just What I watched those, and then I watch Really Amazing X Factor audition.
Oh, so we have the same algorithm. And dogs that get voiceovers.
Don't do those ones. That's very much an Evie Jones algorithm. The algorithm, man.
Oh, it's so good.
But you wander one little bit too far into one area of your life out of curiosity, and then everything you get is. Oh, for me, it's like we were just talking about microplastics before. Now I watch one video now, so I'm gonna die.
And now you were saying that you found an integrative doctor.
Yes, an integrative
Which
GP.
is great because a GP is in it.
Exactly. She's still a doctor.
They can prescribe.
Absolutely.
And
She's
they
like,
know the
medicine has a
bullshit.
place, but she says most of it's bullshit. I was a bit nervous because I am learning to trust my instincts a bit more when it comes to practitioners.
Yeah, good.
You know, I recently had a dodgy hypnotherapist, and my intuition was telling me as I booked the appointment, don't go. Then I got COVID, so I couldn't go. Again, I've been saved from this appointment. I rescheduled, rocked up at the office. It was this person's house. Before I went inside, don't go inside. Pushed through, it was a waste of $450, and mainly the lesson was I need to trust my gut. So I was like, oh, but I felt good about it.
Is that why you just keep walking like a chicken now?
Exactly right.
What a dad
Boom, ching.
joke. Yeah.
You're exactly right.
But you've got to trust yourself.
Yes, but
because you get told, you end up just wasting money, wasting time, wasting emotion, whatever it is you're wasting from your gut going, why don't you just listen to me?
I know. But sometimes if you pay money to do something, you want to believe that it was not a waste of money. So, but I'm having to learn
That's
now.
what they tell you. That's how they get you,
How they
Ash.
get you.
Capitalists.
So bad. So this woman was amazing.
Yeah.
And you get a full hour.
That's good.
So it was like, she was like, tell me about your mum's history. Tell me about your mum. How was your mum's health when she was pregnant with you? Like that kind of far.
That's good.
Your whole life.
Epigenetics are very big.
It was, and a lot of it was like in the womb.
Yep.
And of course
before.
that makes sense.
What was your dad drinking and smoking when he made you?
Yeah, all of that. And she said to me as we're talking, and I'm telling her about my life, she said, Ash, I want you to give yourself a hug because the fact that you are here today doing the best for yourself and your son in this crazy world that is trying to make and keep all of us stressed, all of us feeling like it's not enough, running on a treadmill, the fact that you are here and you're still standing and you're doing your best, you need to be proud of yourself and give yourself some credit. And she made me hug myself, which sounds like, and then I did it. I was like, woo.
I'm a big one on hugging.
I've just started hugging myself. Yeah.
And I think it's a big thing, especially at night if you wake up and you're a little bit sad, you've had a nightmare or something and you don't have anyone to hug you, hug yourself and put yourself back to sleep. It works
I'm going to do
every
that.
time.
Can I quick change of subject, but I have to tell you this because you just said wake up from a bad dream.
Yes.
Last night I had a dream that Justin Timberlake tried to have sex with me,
Ew.
but he was telling me that his penis was really small before we started having sex.
It would. And what did you think about it? Did you go, well, let's
I
do it
didn't
anyway?
see it, but I had it up against me and I was like, oh, it is small. And I was like, oh, I don't mind. That's okay.
On you.
Yes, exactly like that. A little poke. And then I woke up and I was like, how weird. It just proves that when you see something in the...
is up against your back.
Yeah,
you're
his
like,
little
now
pinky
I know.
finger, and that's what it
Little
was.
finger was pushing you.
So strange.
Well, yeah, Justin got done on a DUI yesterday, so that would have been in your mind.
It's one thing I can't.
And drinking, he's drinking so much. I mean, dude, you've got enough money to catch an Uber.
Get an Uber,
Like,
get a
who are you?
driver.
Yeah, but so you clearly can't get it up anymore
You
because
can't- mate, see,
you're drinking so often.
You
that
have
you're driving yourself.
unlocked my dream for me. Thank
There
you.
you- So you don't need any doctors or anything. You just need me.
need
$450.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Actually, $400 for you.
Thank you. That's an extra, including GST. I love that. You've just
Yeah,
including. You're not paying GST if you're
I'm
running
not
a
doing
hypnotherapy
GST
thing
anymore.
from your living room. Absolutely not. So I'm getting my poo tested, the woman's,
Good.
and I am
That makes
beside
huge,
myself.
That makes. I got my poo tested, and that's how I found out I had mold.
Mold will
problems,
get ya.
Mycotoxin problems.
My mold will get you, babe. It'll get you.
Oh, it's gotten me so many
Are you
times.
still in the house with the mold?
No.
Yeah.
No, I've done I've spent a lot of money.
Of course, it's so expensive.
From a naturopath.
Yeah.
Getting me into the mould life, ex-mould life.
Ex-mould life.
Exit mould, I like
Exit
to call it.
mould. Just spray the exit mould into every orifice and hope for the best.
Trumpy, I would. I would spray that bleach right on my lungs.
Well, there's just so much in this world
I
that is
know.
trying
That
to
we
kill
are.
us.
Well, yeah, and that the world is a bin fire. And it is,
Yeah,
the last time
I
we had a
don't
chat,
wanna
I
be
was telling you all about how
depressed.
we're at the end of, and I have mentioned it in my podcasts, and I don't like to talk to people who have children about it because, what is the future for them? It's a shithouse future. Just watching, the whole nuclear and the coal stuff and it's
Even
like,
that's a nothing.
fossil fuels and
That's a
renewables
nothing.
and no one is taking it seriously. And,
But no one's taking Peter Dutton seriously under the age of 45, surely.
no.
Surely at this point, no one under the age of 45 is going, yeah, good on the coalition. They're really standing on their own and they've got some great policies that make me feel great about the future and they're not just completely reactive and they've got some good ideas.
No one. Well,
And
no,
they're all
they're
they're
doing.
all
They are
fucking
just feeding those angry, fearful people.
It's true. We're becoming
But
America.
The Labor is not doing much better. They are truly, truly the worst they've ever been and letting down so many people. So I'm saying it right here now. I've always, I have voted for a long time Greens. They
me
have the
too.
policies. And you know what? Labor and Liberal have done the biggest hatchet job on them to make us so
It's so
afraid
sad,
of them.
isn't it?
And it is coming out now with these amazing politicians who are getting up and really speaking from the Greens and,
Yeah.
everything that's happening.
With
and they're
some
we have the answers for this. We have the
belief
solutions.
and some
Yeah.
conviction.
Yes.
Max Chandler Mather and
Max.
from Queensland. The dude from his own pocket
$7
is
grand.
paying for lunches.
Yeah. $7
The
grand.
fact that he's the only one saying, no, I don't need chairman's lounge and I don't need to fly
and I
business
don't need a
class.
car, a
and I
parliament
don't
car.
need all that
My
shit.
Toyota Yaris goes
And
very
they
well,
make
thank
him
you.
make a bad guy out of him.
Yeah. Because it's and we're all. It's like there's so much happening at the moment in so many things that we know. Oh, no. You can't control us anymore because
that's
we
true.
have social media now and we are getting stuff from the ground.
Yeah.
You're not in the in-between man anymore.
Yeah, no.
You can't edit and censor
No,
this.
no,
We are
exactly.
seeing what's really happening. And the Greens is a perfect example in this country of seeing what's really happening now. We're like,
okay.
So maybe because, every time I've ever tried to talk anyone into voting the Greens, they've gone, yeah, but they want to legalise pot. I mean, that was for decades. And I'm like, they do.
Also
they do.
great.
And that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But for a really long time,
Yeah,
that
it's
was just
very
a drug.
true. It's the green thing though. It's because they're called the Greens. It's an easy
it's
association.
Yeah, it's true.
But at least now there's enough of them to get shit done and be a thorn in the side of the majority government. You know what I mean?
think they should
be
be the majority.
thorn.
Imagine if we all were so disenfranchised by the two.
Which we will be.
parties,
In 20,
and
30
they're
years'
in.
time, the coalition will be as popular as the Greens. And that's what I believe.
Yeah.
Because young people now who have to live with this planet, no, the Greens aren't perfect. No political party is perfect. But at least they seem to be existing with some sort of conviction, not just
Trying.
about controlling their power. Which is
Exactly.
what the other two parties, all they seem to care about is getting into power and staying into
there.
power. We all know that Anthony Albanese is pro-Palestine.
Yes.
We all know
We've
that
seen
Penny
it.
won't.
We've
We
seen
know
it.
how they feel in their heart of hearts.
Yes.
We know that it would be very hard for them to have to exist in the political landscape that they do now and have to do the things they do
Say the
because of
things they
how
say.
the Australian government is set up within context of the rest of the world. But they have to put their head on the pillow every night and know that. Imagine how shitty that would feel. Not that I have any pity for them.
I agree completely. I wonder, how do you sleep at night? Knowing what you know, what you feel, what you believe in, and having to go against that every day. How do you sleep at night? But I have no pity for you because you could have been the change.
Yeah, but they can't be the change because of
But
how
while you're in.
Yeah,
just
I
do it.
understand.
mean,
I
do you remember
agree.
how
But then what's the ramifications of that? Because of decades and decades of Australia being built into this ecosystem where our safety relies on this, and this. And I'm sure this is what I tell myself, Yvie, so I don't get so angry that I implode. I tell myself, obviously, behind the scenes, they're doing their best to use the proper channels to have their real voices heard, and then publicly we have to kind of play the part, and that's what we have to do, and that's the only way it can be done in the current. That's what I tell myself, It's like in Love Actually when Hugh Grant goes up Billy Bob Thornton and you're like, in what world is the UK Prime Minister going to publicly bag America? It felt good in the movie. We know it's never going to happen.
Well, Malcolm Turnbull got pretty close.
That's true. But everyone, and look how much his party, you're like, you suck, we hate you. Oh, yeah. Now he's like, they all hate him.
Well, that's the thing. And all that matters, like no matter what you tell yourself, because it's true what you've just said, you can tell yourself that, but all that matters is what plays out publicly.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
what they're doing behind the scenes, it's not changing
and it's
anything.
affecting like the beliefs of Australians, and it's affecting the conversations, and it's absolute. I mean,
what would happen if they just cut off all of the donations?
Imagine
from the big money,
which should be
it should be like that.
And do you know what else I think? Like my brother made this point like 15 years ago. My brother's older than me and is really smart, always had great jobs, just smart guy. And he said, Australian politics aren't set up to welcome or encourage smart people who want to affect change.
True.
It's set up to attract people who want to take the piss and love money and power.
Yes.
No person that wants to affect real change in the world would look at politics and go, yeah, I'll do that. No. They're going to start a not-for-profit, or they're going to go into big tech, or they're going to do something like that. That's where all the smart people are.
Well, you've got your private school boys and girls now, but private school boys, that's their future.
Yeah.
That's what they're being groomed for and, ready for. They're just taking that over because that's their rite of passage.
You should have to work for like 20 years in the workforce before you can even
and run a business.
Absolutely agree.
Do both.
With
work
employees
full-time and run a business.
Yeah, there should be some.
Same time.
There should be some better prerequisites for people to be an MP. I couldn't agree more.
Totally, and
not
should
just
be
as
the best
come out of
person for the
school,
job.
go into the Young Liberals in university, and then work for an MP in a junior position, and then a medium position, and then a senior position, and then a chief of staff, and then you become an MP or whatever the kind of trajectory
is.
is.
You should never be allowed to go into Parliament House after you've had a drink. And
couldn't agree more.
Daily.
Man, I've been at events at Parliament House, like music events, where they're all sitting there on the piss at 4 p.m. on a Monday talking over the artist. And I'm like...
Sam Dastiari was in my jungle. Him. Yeah, and he's just blew the lid off everything. He was just like, you go to lunch every day and get hammered, and then you go into Parliament time. Question time.
They're disgusting.
I mean, we all know this now.
I agree.
They're all...
Zero tolerance for alcohol, 20 years in the workforce, self-employed business owner and employee.
I've always said women should just...
And be a woman.
We could just... If you just gave us 5 years, we would actually fix everything in 2. Yeah. But give us 3 more just to enjoy it. And then see if you want it back.
Get some
the world,
sleep-ins
that is.
Yeah.
Because we're just solving problems right now.
Because all we do all day is solve problems.
Yeah, that's all we do.
How can I make this easier for myself, but mainly for everyone around me?
Yeah.
And I said this to someone on the Instagram today, actually, where Adrian said, you just need to stress less. I just don't worry about that stuff. And I'm like,
easy.
And I'm like,
lovely.
my husband is the greatest man. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. But I said, the reason you don't have to worry is because subconsciously or consciously, I'm doing all the worrying for all 3 of us.
Exactly.
And I've got it. And I will stay awake all night. And he was
taught not to worry and you were taught to worry.
Yeah.
And it speaks volumes because of the amount of men that just say to you as a woman, just don't worry. I don't
worry. Well, you have literally nothing to worry about, bro.
No. And that, like, all of the, videos on TikToks as well of, like, men having to, women who decide to just stop cleaning the house.
To be fair, I don't clean the house.
No, but if you already did and
how long would it take to, or like not change the toilet roll? How many toilet rolls will add up before somebody else does it?
How often will they step over rubbish? They step over, and they're taught to do that.
Yeah.
Let's not end this podcast because this is my last podcast, my last episode, ending with the woman that I had on my first episode.
I'm touched that you trusted me to hold that space with you.
Well, I needed
unknowingly.
someone who was smart and confident, knew their way around a microphone, someone who could talk about anything.
So you needed yourself, but in a second person.
Exactly.
You needed a mirror.
I needed a mirror because I couldn't just bring in a mirror.
You couldn't.
I would have.
Wouldn't that be great? I would love to be able to bring a mirror in that is me and I could just have banter with myself because no one would find it funnier than me. No one finds me funnier than me. I think I'm the funniest person that's ever existed.
Yeah.
Like I just watch my own shit back and I'm like, my husband catches me all the time and I don't even press pause.
Good.
I go, how good is this?
I love that.
I just love myself
because there's
so
a lot
much.
of people that don't,
Yeah,
and
you can't be
I'm the
embarrassed
same.
about that.
The only other person that thought I was funnier than I do was my mother, and she doesn't exist in real form anymore.
Yeah.
So it is me who finds
Yeah.
myself the funniest. But she used to love watching me watch myself on VHS.
She would get joy from that.
Yeah, and she would just because she'd like, you just love yourself. And I'm like,
Yes.
I just look at me, Mum. She goes, oh, I know.
Oh.
You're hilarious.
We went to Baby Pizza the other night because Buddy wanted pizza and he's a spoiled child. Everyone wants pizza.
What's baby pizza?
It's on Church Street and it's just
Richmond?
nice. Yeah, it's just a nice pizza place. And we're sitting there and Adrian, we'd been away for 4 days. We hadn't seen Dada and he sees Dada. He goes, yay, I have a daddy now. Cute. But then we're sitting at the restaurant and out of nowhere he goes, I love Mama, I love Dada, and I love myself.
yes.
And I was like,
This is the change.
Adrian starts crying and I
Good.
am like, yes.
This is the
like,
change.
I have done it. I am an okay mother.
Yep.
I am okay.
You are more than okay.
Thank you.
You are doing the work.
We're doing good.
You're doing
and
the right
both
way.
of us were like, yes, buddy. Oh, and I love
I wish we'd got
myself.
that
And he
on
did
video.
a fist pump with it. I wish he
That
wouldn't
would
do
go
it for that. He
viral.
hates the camera, so he's not entirely his mother's son.
No,
Like
not
if I try and
yet.
film him, he'll be like,
Wait
put
till
the
he
phone
gets
away.
a mirror.
wait.
My favourite burn is why don't you just take a mirror to bed? Because you need to wake up to yourself.
That, I've never heard that in my life.
Well, you can have it, darling. It is.
Wake up to yourself.
You need to wake up to yourself.
Never heard it. I'm bringing it in, Babs.
So a year ago when I had you on, you had two places. You had a Dalesford and a Collingwood.
Yep, Brunswick.
Brunswick,
same.
sorry.
How do you not remember the specific
know.
second suburb a year later?
I know. How dare I? And you got rid of that one.
Yes, so we had the two houses and we've since sold Brunswick. Just it wasn't appropriate for a
Did
toddler.
that make ease your financial woes a bit?
What do you mean?
Like selling a place?
Oh, yeah, because we can't afford another place. but
But
whatever,
did you
it's fine.
have some money then?
Yeah.
After the sale? Is that
Because
why you went to Italy?
Not really. This is what happened.
Okay.
We bought the farm, loving the farm, sick. Every minute we're at the farm, so happy. When we're in Brunswick, in a house that just was not good for a toddler, loud, not where I wanted to live, I was so unhappy I wanted to die. And I think part of it was because the first time we lived in the place, when we first bought it, was a very stressful time career-wise. So I think the space held a lot of stress for us. And it felt like even though we were so much further forward in our careers, financially, life, Buddy, we're back in that. It was bringing us down.
You can only buy so much sage.
Exactly. So what happened was our neighbour who we love in the building was selling, and I just called the agent and I said, hey, Sam, also Lebanese. Us Lebanese people like to deal with each other when it comes to real estate and money things. I said, I want to sell this place. I don't want to put it on the market. I'm not spending a cent to do it up. If you've got someone that misses out on next door, take them through. We sold the place a week later off market. It was meant to be.
Absolutely.
So we sold it and then we were like, well, we sold the house. Should we go to Italy? Like, we've got nowhere to live in Melbourne. We may as well live nowhere. Yeah. So then, we booked tickets. We sold the house, booked tickets. It was like a 6 or 8 week settlement, packed up the house, got COVID. But just fine though, because then didn't get COVID when we were travelling.
Yeah.
And then went away for 2 months. The three of us went to Italy, which is something we've always dreamed of doing. It was the best. Trip. And we thought, Buddy's too young to remember it. No. Buddy loved it. Buddy still talks about it.
Yep.
It was so wonderful for us and so affirming, and it hit home that me and Adrian together are best. We are best. I'm going to cry. We're better together.
Yep.
Me and Adrian, obviously Buddy, we just are happiest when we are just our family unit and we're just doing what feels right for us and what we want to do. So many people would have been like, you guys are crazy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why? What a waste of, but we were like,
no.
and we
no
just
waste.
did it.
Never
and
a
we're
waste.
always better together. So now we're back And we're finding somewhere to live in Melbourne, so spending most of our time at the farm, which is wonderful. It's cold and wonderful. And we've got a new fireplace that's changing our lives. And we go and collect.
Heating the whole house up.
Yes, Buddy collects kindling in his little and all the suburbs. If anyone in the area needs some heat, just come. I got again, Lebanese, it's a trait of ours. We just think that the more money you spend on something, the better. So I just said I want the biggest, the best, and the most expensive. Yeah, and it is the best.
If you're going to buy go big.
Exactly. Go big or go home, babes.
Yes.
So, yeah, we're on there and it's wonderful. And if the world does end, well, we've got our solar and our water tank.
You're already living off the grid.
So, yeah. And there's this house in our town. And I need to go and befriend them because in their front yard they've got it's like a mound and then there's like a door and then a fan. So I think they've got a bunker.
That's what you need to start building.
I need a bunker.
Can
you imagine? What if they're because I want to dehydrate things.
Yeah.
If I let myself, I could commit to full prepping.
Yeah,
doomsday prepping. Live on a constant precipice of going to the bad side. Constantly trying not to go full Coco Jumbo. I'm teetering, babes.
You don't need to go and buy any silver just yet or gold.
But I
gold
would.
bullion. But
I would get so high of feeling like there is an apocalypse
Doomsday
coming
prepper.
and I'm the only one who is prepared. I would start to get
the only thing I think that you should do, definitely start building a bunker just for fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
For lols.
For Buddy. To play in.
Well,
have you
here's
watched
the thing.
Kevin Bacon in Leave the World Behind?
I would never watch any apocalyptic movie.
Just watch it.
And also, Kevin Bacon gives me the irrits a little bit.
Julia Morris. I always say she's in it, but it's Julia.
The other Julia that's Australian.
Roberts.
Oh,
Julia Roberts, Ethan Hawke.
He's hot.
With a very small cameo by Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Just watch it because it is one of the best films you'll ever see. And there's Easter eggs in it, which once you get onto...
I don't think I want to watch it.
No, just watch it. It's such a good movie. Have you gone on to all of the Easter eggs and found all the... Yeah, no, the ending's brilliant. The ending is brilliant.
Okay, we're getting one person say they hate the ending. One person say it's a great ending.
The ending is poignant.
I think I'm with you, babe. I'm not going to watch it. I love you, but I'm not going to watch it because my imagination, I will be up all night.
No, I don't think you'll... I think if you can control it...
I can't control it.
Let's use this for
I
good.
ruined my whole honeymoon in Sri Lanka because I was convinced a tsunami was going to come.
Shit.
And I thought, I need to stay awake all night so that someone can save us from the tsunami.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what my mind does.
And everything I just said, can you get rid of it?
Yeah, I'm going to be...
Pass it on to Adrian and then get rid of it.
Because it's like when you get a massage... Do you like massages? Some people don't like them.
But I don't respond well to them.
Tell me more.
Oh, well, I have bad back.
Yeah.
And, certain,
Like it just takes one
when
bad
you need
move.
a massage is the time you probably shouldn't get a massage.
makes
Like when
sense.
you're in pain, you shouldn't be touching.
Okay.
Shouldn't be manipulating anything.
Yeah.
And that's why I used to do that all the time and make things worse. Because
Yeah.
massages
Feels good in the
and
moment,
chiro and
and
all
then-
that, it crushes your C fibers, which crush your nerves, which is why you feel really good for 24 hours and then you feel twice as bad when the pain comes because you've actually made it worse. It's like you'd never touch a broken bone, but we touch pulled muscles.
Yeah.
It's like it's exactly the same. So
well, if it's like a relaxation massage on a day, then there's no pain.
Yeah.
When I'm having that experience, I will 6 months worth of sitting at a desk trying to come up with ideas is one massage. It just all comes to me. Yes. It's like meditation for me.
Okay, yes.
It's like I just go into this other place where it's like the shroud is gone and the judgment's gone and the ideas just seem to come to me.
Well, when you're getting the massage, you need to keep your voice notes on and just speak what you're thinking.
I'm really good at remembering though.
Oh, good.
In the
so
short
you can
term.
come out and write them down.
Yeah, always.
Because I have all my thoughts at night as I'm falling asleep and
tough.
I'm like, oh, that's a great thought. But don't remember and I'm too tired to turn over and I'm not looking at blue light in the middle of the night. So
I am also.
We've run out of time.
What? We just sat down.
No. I love it when the guest says that. We've just sat down because I feel really bad that I have to end things, but it's not my fault. It's Rachel's.
Specifically, it's Rachel's fault.
But it feels so good because it's like, really? Is have we been speaking for that
It's
long?
the best.
I love
I can't wait to see what you do next, my love, because you know I adore you and you're so smart and so wonderful and you always have something to say.
Thank you.
Like, not many people I sit down with and I'm like, she's smarter than me, but you are. You always have so much to offer, so many great book tips or movie tips. You've seen everything. You consumed so much in your life. Yes. And I feel like every time I see you, I come away with, like, I'm inspired. I've got things to watch. I've got things to think about. I've got something to read. You're a wonder.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
I mean it. I would never bullshit
and
you,
thank
babe.
you for being so receptive to that.
Always. I love you. Wow. You're the best.
Thank you for being my last guest on my
Thank you for letting me be your first and your
podcast.
last.
2 girls, 1 pod. You're a girl, I'm a girl. We're women.
I'm not a girl. Oh, Rachel with the clicks. Not yet a woman.
Even a harmony came in. Oh, that's brilliant ending because Brittany is everything.
Everything. And
Have
we
you read that
stand
book?
her. I don't read autobiographies.
Well,
Never read
listen,
one.
listen. It's only 5 hours.
I can do 5 hours.
Michelle,
Obama, obviously. No. Michelle.
Michelle.
Hugh. No, Jackman. What's his name?
Heath
Ledger. Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams
Yes.
narrates it, and it's so brilliant. I highly recommend. Your mouth will be agape a lot of the time, and you will be bawling by the end at the treatment of her. But how hopeful she is.
I love her.
To be true to herself and what she went through to get out of the prison that she was in. And that's why I love that we've just ended this on Brittany because she is the queen that we didn't even know she was and what she's.
Yeah.
So that's very poignant.
It is poignant.
Thank you. I love you.
Love you.